Hi guys, Borgio here, back with another raid guide, this time for Zebrun the Torso inside Castle Highhold No Quarter. Zebrun is generally a mechanics light fight with ramping incoming damage and specific fail effects. Compared to any other fight, it's easy to understand, but can be tricky for first time raid forces to deal with the damage. I'm going to show you one way to tackle this fight, but there are others. The hit point threshold is roughly 1 million hit points for everybody, and this is just purely for safety, and 150k resists. Zebrun the Torso is just that, a torso, and as such he moves really slowly. We position our raid force 15 to 20 meters away from the initial tank spot, and use the time it takes him to path to position to use temp buffs and to debuff. Zebrun has two phases you need to be aware of. As with other mobs this expansion, he gains stacks as the fight goes on. These stacks dictate which phase he is currently in. Phase 1 lasts from 0 stacks up to 10. In this phase, Zebrun should be held in position and all DPS should start as hard as possible. The only thing to worry about in this phase is Zebrun's pulsing AE called Decomposing Stench. This hits every 4 seconds. As Zebrun gains stacks, the damage of this AE will increase to the point where it will be hitting for between 700 to 800,000 damage. All damage of each tick needs to be fully healed before the next tick hits, or it's liable to lead to deaths. At 9 stacks, all of your melee DPS should joust out and stand with the ranged group, and your tank should be ready to run. Once 10 stacks hit, phase 2 starts. A yellow message appears. Zebrun the Torso prepares to slay any players near him. This is your tank's cue to joust away 10 meters. In this phase, it is imperative that anyone who isn't the tank stands still and does not move. The raid will be hit with a debuff called Running Scared. This debuff will inflict damage based on how far you have moved since it was applied. More to the point, it does more damage the further away from the initial application point you get. This will also hit the tank. This effect will deal damage every second you are moving, and the phase lasts around 20 seconds. What we do is have our tank maintain 10 meters, but move slowly to ensure they don't move too far and take too much damage, and make them run a small circle around the raid. Tanks should aim to save any cooldowns versus magic for this time, and healers should be ensuring toys are used on the tank at this time also. The other option is to have two tanks spread apart and they play mob tennis for about 20 seconds. This eliminates tank damage but relies on consistent aggro rips. Once this phase is over, a message will be broadcast proclaiming Zebrun is no longer able to slay players at will, and phase 1 repeats. This continues till the mob dies. As usual, here's a quick role breakdown for everybody in the raid. Tanks. This can be solo tanked easily. Ensure you maintain correct distance during phase 2 and you don't run too far away from where your healers are gathered, and save any magical cooldowns you have for this run phase. Healers. This can be rough on solo healers, I'm not going to lie. All damage from Stench needs to be fully healed prior to the next tick hitting in 4 seconds. It is possible to solo heal with correct class usage, however I would only recommend a Druid or an Inquisitor tries to do it. During phase 2, all tank healers need to ensure that death saves and cooldowns are used appropriately. Melee DPS. DPS hard in phase 1, but ensure you are out before phase 2 hits. If you stay in and your tank moves out, Torso will turn around and one-shot you. Range DPS, stand still and DPS. Easy street as normal. And there we go guys, Zebrun the Torso, and that's how we do it. But with time this fight will be trivial, and your kill times will improve to where it barely moves. And as normal, if you like this video, hit like, put a comment below, or subscribe. I'm Borgio, and I'll see you guys next time.